In a world where technology promises eternal life, it often comes with a hidden price tag. This is the story of a woman whose mind was saved by a miracle, only to be turned into a living billboard, and a man who would sacrifice everything, including his own dignity, to keep her alive. Their love was once a fortress, but it was about to be tested by a subscription service that held her consciousness hostage, demanding a monthly payment for her very existence. Every upgrade that promised a better life only dragged them deeper into a nightmare, proving that sometimes, the cost of living is far greater than the price of death. The man and the woman were a portrait of simple happiness. They shared inside jokes, reminisced about their wedding day, and dreamed of starting a family. She was a dedicated teacher, shaping young minds with patience and warmth. He was a hard-working construction worker, building a life for them with his own two hands. Their days were filled with quiet love and the gentle hope of a child on the way. They would visit the same small hotel for their anniversary each year, a tradition that reaffirmed their bond. But their peaceful world was shattered in an instant. The woman began suffering from debilitating headaches, culminating in a terrifying collapse. At the hospital, the diagnosis was a death sentence, a massive, inoperable brain tumor. The doctor offered no hope, telling the man she might never wake up. Just as all seemed lost, a lifeline appeared. A representative from a tech startup called Rivermind arrived with an unbelievable proposition. The company could create a digital backup of the woman's brain, store it on a cloud server, and after removing the tumor, implant synthetic tissue that would stream her consciousness back into her body. The rep, a charismatic woman, even claimed to be a product of the technology herself, a living testament to its success. The surgery was free, a gesture of goodwill to drive adoption. The only catch was a monthly subscription fee of $300. For the man, it wasn't a choice. It was the only chance he had to get his wife back. The procedure was a success. The woman woke up, herself again, overjoyed and grateful. They went home, ready to start their new life, burdened by debt but bound by love. The first sign that something was wrong was subtle. While talking, the woman would suddenly, and without awareness, recite a perfectly crafted advertisement for coffee. The financial strain was immediate. The man took on extra shifts, and they cut back on everything they could. But the glitches in the woman's new consciousness became more frequent and more intrusive. At work, while teaching a lesson about bees and honey, she seamlessly transitioned into a jingle for a sugary cereal. The students were confused, but she remained blissfully unaware. The ads were becoming a part of her. One afternoon, while comforting a student whose parents were fighting, she offered him faith-based family counseling, quoting a website address verbatim. The situation grew more alarming during intimate moments, when she would spout slogans for lubricants and erectile dysfunction medication. The man was horrified. He realized these weren't just glitches, they were targeted advertisements being streamed directly into his wife's brain. They confronted Rivermind, only to be told this was a commercial message feature being trialed on their common subscription tier. They were living advertisements. The rep coolly informed them that they could, of course, opt out of the ads. All they had to do was upgrade. The problem worsened dramatically on a trip to their anniversary hotel. As they crossed the county line, the woman went completely blank, her body slumping over as if her power had been cut. The man rushed her back, terrified. At the Rivermind office, a new rep explained they had driven outside the coverage area. The company was upgrading its towers, and to access the new, wider network, they needed to subscribe to Rivermind Plus. The cost was now $800 a month. They were trapped, their lives confined to a digital cage unless they paid the ransom. With the woman's job on the line because of her ad spouting, the man grew desperate. He remembered his coworker showing him a shady website where people performed humiliating stunts for money. Left with no other option, he secretly paid for the upgrade. The ad stopped, and for a moment, they breathed a sigh of relief. But their relief was short-lived. A new problem emerged. The woman began sleeping for 12, then 16 hours a day. It wasn't restful sleep, she would wake up exhausted, her mind feeling like it was running a marathon while she was unconscious. Another trip to Rivermind revealed the most sinister truth yet. The company was using her brain's processing power during sleep mode to support their own servers. She wasn't resting, she was working for them. The rep explained that the Plus plan they had just upgraded to was now considered the standard tier. To get actual rest and stop being a human server, they would need to upgrade again, this time to Rivermind Lux, an ultra-premium package that would cost them an additional $1,000 a month. The couple was broken. They couldn't afford the constant upgrades. As a special offer, the man bought a 12-hour trial of Lux for their anniversary. The experience was euphoric. Food tasted more intense, music sounded richer, and touch was electric. For a few precious hours, life wasn't just normal, it was better than ever. But trial ended, and reality crashed back down. The man, tormented by his secret online activities, got into a fight at work and was fired. With no income, they faced the terrifying prospect of being downgraded back to the ad-riddled common tier, or even worse, having the woman's service shut off completely. They pleaded with Rivermind for a grace period, but the system was unforgiving. They were told there was no room for compassion, only for payment. They even learned that if the woman were to get pregnant, it would cost extra. The company had monetized every aspect of their existence. In a final act of desperation, the man sold the baby crib they had bought in happier times. For their anniversary, he used the money to buy one last gift, a 30-minute Lux card. He activated it for her, a small moment of manufactured bliss. As she relaxed, feeling the artificial serenity wash over her, she was oblivious to the true price of her peace. He had sacrificed his job, his savings, and his very soul on the dark corners of the internet, all for these fleeting moments of normalcy. The timer on the app began its countdown, a stark reminder that their happiness, and her life, was on the clock.